Welcome to Post-Game Gossip, where nothing goes unsaid and nothing is off limits. This is your backstage pass to the unfiltered, behind-the-scenes conversations. From wild dating disasters to jaw-dropping relationship revelations, we're diving deep into the raw truth about love, lust, and everything in between. It's like your favorite locker room chat, but for your love life. The drama, the laughs, the lessons, it's all happening right here. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Welcome to Post-Game Gossip. Charlene, welcome to Post-Game Gossip. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to have some spicy topics today. I mean, Hallpass is one of the topics that we talked about probably a week ago, and it got a little heated.
Yeah, we have different opinions on that.
Yeah, for sure. So let's first talk about how we met. I mean, that was, 4 years ago now?
It feels like such a long time ago.
Yeah, it's when I first moved back from Canada.
Yeah.
I joined the basketball team, and you did too.
I did too, and I left.
Yeah, we both left after a while. But yeah, I think we were there for a couple of months, maybe, not even.
Yeah, not even. Do you remember your first impression of me? Because I remember mine.
It was at the track, right?
Yeah.
So we both came in Coach's car.
Yeah. Oh.
And I just remember Coach being like, we have to go pick up one more player. And I was like, who's this player? And they're like, oh, you're going to like her.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys are going to be the top players on the team. I was like, oh shit, who's my competition here?
Oh god. But yeah, I do remember that. Like, I walked into the car and he was like, yeah, we got this like foreigner. She's from Canada. I was like, oh god. I was so intimidated. I was like, okay, she's a pro. I'm not. I'm just here to have fun. But I remember that we were doing all these exercises on the track, and you were like super supportive all the time. You were like, okay, get it, let's go, girl, like clapping. And nobody was doing that. Everyone was like dead silent.
I mean, yeah, that's that Swiss basketball culture.
Oh, exactly. But it's like, it felt so good being next to you. So that's what I vividly remember.
I remember that too. I remember somebody actually wanting to work as hard as I wanted to work.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we were doing like jump rope exercises and all that before practices, and everyone else was just like showing up right after work, not being ready for practice at all. So I really appreciated that. Yeah, so that was quite a while ago. I mean, you were playing U19 Swiss basketball at the time, weren't you?
I guess I was. I don't really remember the dates that well, but yeah, I used to play a little more competitively, but that also feels like such a long time ago because I don't play anymore. We both don't play anymore.
Exactly.
And yeah, things are just different. It's like life without ball. Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, you have other things to do now. You have a loving boyfriend.
Like,
talk to me a little bit about how you met him.
Yeah, it's like a fun story. So I just moved out with some of my best friends, and short story, he's my neighbor, but I saw him this one time in my bedroom, which sounds weird because my friend was giving him a room tour because they knew each other. And then I was like in my room, like we just moved in, everything was like super cramped up, everything was like super like not out of order, but just like, messy. Yeah. And then he just like puts his head through the door frames like, hi, I'm like the new guy here. And I'm like, okay, nice to meet you. Can I fuck your best friend? And then that was like a whole other story. That one of his like teammates, I matched with him. I'm not going to say names. It's
okay, yeah.
We matched on Tinder also like years ago. And then I was like, okay, can I like slide into his DMs? Can you help me? And he was like laughing and saying like, oh yeah, sure. Like you just come watch a game and shit. And then a week later, we matched on Tinder. And for me, it was just like, oh, haha, it's my neighbor. I'm just going to match and see if he matches me back. And then we started texting, and it felt like, I don't know, we're being a little flirtatious. But to me, it was like, he knows I'm his neighbor. He's not going to try to make any moves. And then we went on our first date, and it was kind of good. It was just fun and cute. And then we had like,
what'd you guys do the first date?
We just, that was so awkward because, we live in the same building.
Right.
And it's just more like, okay, I can't pick you up. Like, what are you going to do? Knock on the door?
Yeah.
And then we're just waiting downstairs for him. It's just like, wait, it's like, okay, cool. I know you live here. I know you're not going to be late. But yeah, we just went on a walk, like around Lake Zurich. And then we went for like some food, and then we went back home. That's it. And also, I like chicken out on anything. I wanted to avoid that awkward, like, is he gonna kiss me? Are we gonna hug? What's like the vibe? So I just basically ran away from him.
Did you?
First day, I was like, okay, bye. I'm gonna go upstairs because I live above you and I'm your neighbor. Haha. But then we saw each other the next day, and that was really sweet. After that, we were like just like locked in.
Yeah.
Like we knew.
Yeah, because how long have you been together now?
Only like 1.5 years, but it feels so much longer because we were like in a really secure relationship, which you're trying to disrupt with all of your questions today. But I'm like, I'm here for it. I wanna hear it. Let's get into it.
All right, let's disrupt that relationship. Let's first cheers to it. Cheers for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get into it. I mean, we were at a bar 2 weeks ago and happened to drink, and you had brought up this topic that your boyfriend's leaving to London for 6 months. And you told me, Jade, what do you think about giving him Hallpass? And I think I choked on my drink. And you were so serious about it.
I still am.
Yeah, and I still don't understand. So we're going to dive into topics of Hallpasses.
Yeah.
So do you think Hallpasses strengthen your relationship? Like, clearly you do. So what's the point of you wanting to give him a Hallpass for London?
Okay, let me clarify. I don't think it strengthens any relationship. I just think my point is my boyfriend's leaving for 6 months. I know he's not going to have sex. Can I swear by the way? Okay. He's not going to fuck anybody else. Sorry. And I just want him to have fun. And I remember I was on like an exchange as well. And I had a boyfriend at the time. And I just really wanted to fuck somebody else. And then...
Yeah, but you weren't in a good relationship at that point. So that's probably the reason you wanted to trickle out of that.
True.
And try something different.
True.
Right?
But I think it's just mostly about that you're in this new space, new environment. Everything is fun. Everything is different. And then you get horny a little bit. I feel like that's just how nature works. And then I don't want to take this away from him. So I think it's cool giving him a Hallpass for the time he's abroad while I'm not there.
I mean, you're also 10 years younger. So do you feel like this is like a Gen Z thing?
Well,
I'm 31. And this is just like, to me, this would not be talked about in relationships at our age. So do you think that that's like a 20 to 25-year-old type of thing?
I don't think it is, because I talked to some of my friends about it, and everyone's kind of like weirded out by it.
Okay.
And, like, if you're in a committed relationship, you're both happy. Why would you jeopardize that?
Right.
And I don't think you put it in jeopardy. I think it's just mostly like, getting to enjoy yourself while you're there. That's how I see it. But also, I feel like you need to set some boundaries. You need to set a framework how you're gonna go about it. I don't think it's just like, okay, I'm gonna leave, honey. See you in like 6 months, and I'm gonna come back with like chlamydia or something.
Yeah.
It's more like, how do you go about?
I'll bring it home, babe. I got you. But I mean, we could talk about those boundaries. But what if he actually uses that Hallpass and he's like, I did it. Do you want to talk about it? If he actually uses it, you can't be mad because you offered it. So how does that work?
I know.
And are you just like being a saint while being in Switzerland, or is this your way of being like, I'm going to have a great time too while you're gone?
These are all good questions. I'm going to start with if he's going to use it, how I would react. I don't think I would want to know. Maybe like the first, that's also the thing. Is it going to be a one-time thing? Is it going to be like, do whatever you want and we'll just see when you get back? Let's say it's a one-time Hallpass. He's out with his friends. He's like super horny. See a super hot chick. It's like, I need to nail it. And you're like, okay, well, go ahead and do it, honey. I love you. Let me know, okay? And if it is a one-time thing, I think I would be cool talking about it. I don't think my jealousy would be, or my insecurity, jealousy, sometimes they're like, I don't know, kind of go hand in hand. But I don't think I would get super jealous to the point that I'll be like, okay, this is like, I couldn't even be jealous because it was me proposing it. So that would be just super hypocritical. But I think it would be fine as long as I don't know.
So you don't want to know about it?
I think I don't want to know. But I think I could also
some could say that is a form of cheating if you're not going to tell them.
Yeah, I see that perspective as well. But if you agreed on like you have a Hallpass, it's kind of an open relationship, or let's say it's the one-time thing, it's a Hallpass, not open relationship. But then I don't think it's cheating because you talked about it and then you both agreed on it being fine. True. By the way, can I just add, my boyfriend doesn't want the Hallpass. We talked about it.
Very good thing to clarify here.
Baby, I love you. I know you don't want this. This is just me, like, in my head, just thinking about stuff.
I mean, the way that you come across is super secure and like, you know exactly what you want. So that's amazing. I wish I had a little bit more of that.
I feel like it only, like a Hallpass scenario only works if you're in like a really secure relationship.
Yeah.
Because it's not like if it was an emotional connection, let's say he has this Hallpass, use it once, but then he keeps seeing the same person because you feel like they have a really good like emotional connection, then I'd be super upset. Then I would say, yes, it's cheating because it's like a really just superficial level. You have sex, it's maybe even platonic, and that's it. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I hear what you're saying. I just don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not insecure about things, but I do get very jealous with things. And I don't think I could ever deal with the fact that my boyfriend would just call me up and be like, babe, by the way, I fucked someone last night. I would be in shambles for sure. But I also see your side of it, like, hey, you're going for 6 months. But then you can also take the other side of it's just 6 months. And it's not like you're not going to go visit. It's not like he's not going to come visit. So how often do you really need to be like straying away from your girlfriend just because you're gone for 6 months?
No, yeah,
right?
I totally see that.
And does it not matter who he's going to be using a Hallpass on? I mean, one of the things for me would be like, okay, what did she look like? What if she looked like the complete opposite? What if she looked like me?
Now you're getting really deep. Yeah.
What if she looked like me? You would start doubting yourself and be like, oh, so now he's having sex with a white blonde chick.
Yeah.
And it's the complete opposite. So what's the point for him? Like, why?
Yeah, but I feel like now that's your insecurities talking a little bit. Because in like my past relationships and also the past years, it was always like, okay, who did you date before? How did they look like?
Yeah.
They didn't look anything like me, so are you really into me? How would you know?
Right.
You never dated anyone that looked like me. But now, and I know my boyfriend, I'm not going to say his body count, obviously, but he had sex with women that looked nothing like me. And that's okay. You know, I also dated a lot of men that didn't look like him.
Yeah.
And it's mostly like, I know that he likes me for me. Obviously, this is just like a plus. You know, it's the cherry on top. I'm just going to say it.
This is just perfection.
I'm not saying it's perfection. I'm just like, I look good. And I really know that he like values me, my heart. I just watched Love is Blind, so my heart is really important, you know. And
that show gone.
but also just like the exterior, your appearance is just like, yeah, it's just a bonus that we're both really attractive. And yeah, so if like the other person looked different to me, that wouldn't be an issue, I think. But that took a lot of growth and a lot of getting there. And also in the beginning of our relationship, when we were talking about all these women that he saw before me, it was not like okay, most of them were like, why? Most of them were on the skinnier side. I'm really not. So, you know, how do we go about this? But then I just realized, like, you know, he's the one for me, loving my life, all of that bullshit. But also that I really trust him and I feel really secure.
How do you feel like you got over that? I mean, bringing in insecurities into current relationships is obviously always seen as a red flag. So, like, how did you get over that?
Yeah, well, I think I need to begin with that I was in a really shitty relationship before having the relationship that I have now. That he was like body shaming me, also like texting other women, really fueling the insecurities that I had. It was just really with my current boyfriend. I love my life. It was just
I love how you keep specifying that, because if he's watching this, he's just gonna be like,
who's talking about? He needs to know. And that I just know he values me and he gives me that reassurance. So I think insecurities partly is, yes, you need to work on yourself, but you also need to find someone who's willing to like reassure and like, how you say, not reassure, but like value you and show you that
you're worth it.
The way, yeah, you are enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, it takes, I don't want to put it like the responsibility on another person.
Right.
It needs to be yourself first. But, you know, he just takes the time, he puts in the effort. And I was really insecure when we started dating. I was insecure about my weight, my looks, my hair, like my skin, everything basically. And he just really showed me that he loves every part of me. And he also likes the weird stuff and like the things that I would find super unattractive about myself. He's like, no, what are you talking about? Yeah, you look amazing. I love that about you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of, I feel like it just needs both, kind of.
Yeah.
But yes, start with yourself first, work on yourself. And it's also, I think, a lot of maturity. When I was with my other boyfriend, I was really insecure. I was also young and he was older. And yeah, and I just realized I don't need a man. I don't need a man to validate me, but yeah,
Nicole Scherzinger said it best.
Sorry?
Nicole Scherzinger said it best.
Yeah. What did she say?
I don't need a man. You don't know that song? I do. Actually, it might be Pussycat Dolls, which is her.
Yeah. You see, that's what I needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I do not need a man, but having a man is also great, and I love him. Him validating me is also really, it doesn't hurt, basically.
Get that.
But yeah, now we went a little bit off topic.
That is okay. I mean, we can tie right back, and I mean, you even jumped in with Love is Blind, and I just finished that last night, so that's like top of mind for me. Did you watch the reunion already?
Yeah, of course I did.
It's crazy to me though, because you see this show and you see how good couples are. I don't remember everyone's names, but some of them looked like they were actually going to last, and you know, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And then their insecurities come back when they get their phones back and social media and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden they were not good for each other. And it was funny to see that, because we always think of the perfect person on social media or these shows or this and that. And then all of that really comes out.
Yeah.
And then the reunion.
Yeah.
That's where you're like, oh, they've been doing all of that the whole year?
No, like adding to that what you said, that they like on screen, they look like this great couple.
Yeah.
And at the reunion, some of them that I thought had a really good relationship said she felt super invalidated and like he didn't give her enough. And I was like, I totally did not see that.
Yeah.
It's like crazy how you might perceive things that are so different to another person. And yeah, all these great couples. And yeah, I'm super happy though with Love is Blind that a lot of them didn't make it.
Yeah, same.
Like a lot of them, it didn't make any sense.
I mean, 6 weeks. That's all they know each other, right? I think they're in the pods for, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. Then they're out of it for 3 weeks for vacation. Then they live together for another 2 weeks. And then they have to make a decision at the altar. I could never do that.
Would you participate?
No.
Never?
I don't think so. I way too, how do you call that?
Indecisive?
No, like I would need to see my person.
Oh, okay.
I would not be able to just have an emotional connection and think that that's enough. I need the emotional and the physical.
Do you think you need the physical because you're quote unquote superficial? Or you just need, because like the way your love languages work, that you need like...
No, I'm superficial.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Straight into it. Okay, nice.
No, I honestly think that you can have a great connection, but even when I watch the show, sometimes I think, does she know that she looks like this or this? And people are also, I mean, the famous scene is that this one chick said she looks like Megan Fox, you know? So it's things like that people, and you should have seen him. He was like, yes, finally, you know? So looks do matter. And I remember putting a poll on Instagram, actually, it was a couple of weeks ago. And I said, what are the top things? Like, how do you rank loyalty, look, height? Apparently was a huge one. Finance, humor, and like respect. And
a lot of
do you know what the highest vote was? Was height and looks.
Was it mostly women?
Yeah, it was mostly women. Yeah, of course. I mean, because height
and what? Sorry.
Height and looks.
Looks.
Yeah, and a lot of men said looks too.
Yeah, and I totally see why they would do that. Okay, so no to Love is Blind.
No.
But you know what would be a great thing to do is Love is Blind? Just watch it with your eyes closed. And actually, like, not look at the participants and just, like, kind of feel, like, how you would feel about them.
Okay, so I might be able to date somebody after it. Like, if somebody said, hey, we have a great connection, let's step out of the pods and let's go date. Cool, let's do that. But there's no way you're putting a ring on my finger after not seeing you. It's insane. And sometimes with the reveal, they're running at each other. And you can see that they're so disappointed.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would be hated on social media after that, because I would be that person be like,
No, but it's like it's so strange because you've never seen that person before, and now like instantly you're supposed to love them.
Exactly.
But it's like even if they have the voice, it's still a stranger to them. And then like you have these couples running at each other and like just like devouring each other. And I'm like, dude, this how? No, thank you. This is like stranger danger. I'm gonna like look left and right if someone can get me out of here, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know this man. But yeah, on the topic of Love is Blind, what did you think about this one girl who had a hookup just like 2 days before she
I don't think she should be getting shamed for this.
Okay.
I mean, she was hooking up with a guy. I mean, she said it was not 2 days before. She said it was like a month before.
But she also changed her story and said it was 2 days.
Okay.
Like the last
I didn't
thing
see that.
She said was 2 days. Yeah, okay.
But think of it this way, right? You sign up to these shows, you might not be going on it for another year because the casting process probably takes a whole year. What are you just going to sit there and then miss out? Maybe you do meet the love of your life outside of it. So you should still be going on dates. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And if the girl needs to get it in, go have fun before you go on the show, because you're not getting any for the next 2 months. Yeah. So enjoy it.
I hear you, but maybe I'm just too traditional. But I also think, like, imagine you're in this whole setting. You're in the pods. You're having this great conversation. You think you met the love of your life.
Yeah.
It never comes up that they had a relationship, or not. She didn't say it was a relationship, but they had a hookup or something like friends and benefits, like a week. Let's say it was a week.
But does it have to come up? Because you also disclose every single person that you slept with before you came?
Oh, but just like the time frame, you know, it's just like a week. I totally see all the
let's put it this way.
No, I hate what you're gonna say.
You know me too well. When you met your current boyfriend, were you not going on dates before with other people?
I actually wasn't.
You weren't going on any dates?
He was my first date.
Since what? Since how long?
A couple months.
Okay.
Because I was out of a relationship. I wanted to take some time for myself.
Then what about the in-between the other two?
In between before him?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's kind of unfair.
Is it though?
No, okay, that was
Like a lot of, I mean, the number one thing that people say is women are normally checked out of relationships while they're in a relationship. And then they move on to the next person pretty quickly, right? So it's like,
people say that.
yeah. I mean, I did. When I
did.
was, you did not?
I did.
Yeah. I mean, I was still in my relationship for like the last 6 months. I would even say 2 years maybe. I was completely checked out.
Yeah.
And it was just like the comfort piece that was keeping me.
Yeah.
Right? But I almost felt like not that I was single, but I didn't feel that connection anymore with him. So if I would have met someone a week later, cool.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I totally get it. But for me, if you go into Love is Blind, you know you want marriage, you want kids, maybe not kids, but you want the whole thing.
Yeah,
You want everything. And then you're telling me even if you needed the hookup right before, but I also see like sex is just something completely else. It's just a relief. You had sex. It's like fun and all. And then Love is Blind is about the emotional connection. And now that I say this, I just sound so hypocritical because earlier I said, Hallpass, it's fine because it's just about sex. I know I'm contradicting myself, but to me, like, this is like a commitment for life. But I feel like in Love is Blind, it just got blown out of proportion so much. And her not wanting to like meet the family and all the friends and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, their story was absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sticking on that contradictory piece, would you ever use a Hallpass if your boyfriend gave you one?
We did talk about that. Like, I'm going to get one in reverse if he has one. And
it's like, I take one, you get one.
Yeah, but... And
how many did you use? 2? All right, I got you.
No. But I don't want one. For me, like, the scenario is very specific. Like, he goes abroad, everything is new, everything is fine, everything is happy. And I'm back in my normal life. It's just without him. And in my normal life, even when I'm without him, I don't think about other people, you know? Yeah. It's more like because the scenario is so specific and that I would say yes to it. But like in normal life, let's say he wasn't going on exchange. He stayed here with me, or not just with me. He's here and he's just going about his everyday life. I would never say, you know what? If you're out with your friends, just take the Hallpass. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just remember myself when I was on exchange, or like when I'm abroad and like everything is so new and like you're excited and emotions are high. And then you see like this really hot guy and you're like, okay, I could hit that. And we also talked about this at the bar, that it's also a bit about flirting and like, flirting is nice and like getting that validation that you still got it, even if in your relationship. It's good to feel. I don't know.
Do you feel like you need that validation from others if you're getting it at home, or do you feel like you lack it at home? I'm not saying about your relationship, but in general, do you feel like you lack it at home when you do go seek it? Because I see when I go out on weekends, I do see a lot of girls that they see guys and they want to make eye contact with them. They want to be talked to, but they have a man at home. And I always ask them, like, why do you do that? And they're just like, oh, I just want to make sure, like, I still have it. Right. But for me, I would not talk to another guy at a bar if I was in a relationship.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. For me, I have a couple of friends that actually they're kind of looking for that validation when they go outside, even if they are in a good and committed relationship. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the lack of the other person like giving them what they need, but low-key it is. Maybe like the other person is doing everything they can. They're giving them all the reassurance, but it's just not enough for you. Then a lack just sounds so absolute. Like the other person could be doing everything for you, and it's just not enough for you. But then again, I think if you're in a relationship, let's say it's a good relationship, but you're going out looking for validation from other people, either it's stemming from personal insecurities or, you're not getting that from home. Yeah.
I mean, even like trust and jealousy is a huge thing in the Hallpass as well, right? I mean, even if we're talking about going out to bars on weekends, like you really have to trust your partner because otherwise you're sitting at home not having a great time knowing that your dude is out having a fantastic time. And if you don't trust them, they're going to come back from having an amazing time at the bar. And the worst thing then is you having to be like, who are you with? What time did you come home? What did you do last night? You know, who did you see? Did you dance with somebody? And then their whole night went from being amazing to shit, right? Because they have to come home and explain everything to you.
Yeah, and also you feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know, I've also been in relationships that I was the person like asking all these questions, but just because I felt so insecure, either because of my insecurities or because also they kind of gave me reasons to worry and be cautious of that. So I don't know where I'm going with this.
So you think it comes from that, right? Like you were cautious because they made you
Yeah.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Because of something that they did.
I would hate being in a relationship like that. Like having been in a relationship that to this extent, I want to punch myself in the face. Like, what were you doing?
I mean, I did the same thing. I think we all I think everyone has been in a relationship like that.
No, of course, but why do we keep putting ourselves in that position? You know, just having all these insecurities and not feeling great, but we still do it. Is it, what would you say? Is it like because it's comfortable? But it's not even comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
You keep questioning like trust and loyalty in your relationship.
I honestly think communication has gone downhill a lot. Like even when I look at my parents' dating era, they didn't have the dating apps. They didn't have all of these, like, you can swipe to order Subway. You can swipe to order another date for the night. You can swipe to get anything you want. They didn't have that. And right now it's such a throwaway culture that it's hey, if you don't do this for me, I could get somebody else. But it's the same with your partner, right? So those insecurities are, oh, they could get somebody else anytime that they want. But you might not think that we talk tough where we're like, oh, I could get anyone I want. But in reality, dating is hard.
Yeah.
Because people are always upping each other. If you don't talk to somebody enough on Tinder, they'll unmatch you. Or, you know, you don't show up well on the first date, they unmatch you and they're on to the next. It's such a throwaway culture.
Yeah. And it's just, we don't really know how to like navigate all the temptations that we have. You know, like you said, you feel like it's not working for you. Okay, well, what am I doing here? I'll just go on to the next best thing.
Exactly.
But I feel like for us women, sometimes we are in these shitty relationships, but we just stick to them for whatever reason it might be, when we also could have like the next best thing waiting for us. So I don't really know where this is coming from.
I mean, I went to therapy for this because, you know, my ex, did a number on me. My therapist said to me that even when she looks at all of the relationships that I had been in, or even friendships, she called me a fixer. So she said that I was going into relationships with people that needed fixing. So, I mean, my ex-boyfriend at the time, you know, like, didn't have a job, didn't have this, didn't have, wasn't doing well in school. So I felt like I can fix him. So I was in that mode of, I'll take care of you. And when he started doing shady shit to me, it was almost like, wow, he doesn't appreciate me. Let me try to fix that as well.
Yeah, like looking for like the fault in yourself of the other person.
And that was the big thing for me coming out of that relationship, was I thought everything was wrong with me. Even when we broke up, he had even said to me, well, I cheated on you because you weren't emotionally available to me.
Yeah.
So it was my fault that he cheated, right? And that stuck with me because I said, okay, what could I have done better? Even that's how like toxic it was, where it made me think, what could I have done better for you? Yeah. And then I was like, well, you stuck your dick in someone else. That's what you did not have to do.
No, exactly.
Right? It didn't have to lead to that.
Yeah.
But relationships right now, I feel like there's a lot of communication lacking because people just don't want to talk about their insecurities, or they don't want to talk about why they feel a certain way, and they hide things.
Do you feel like that was different, let's say, generation of your parents?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know how, to be fair, but I also feel like now with social media being such a big topic, you can hide there's two views, right? Nothing is hidden if you're a social media person and show everything on it. Or how easy is it to hide because everything is now on your phone? I mean, when I caught my ex cheating, it was all on Instagram and it was all on blocked numbers and DMs and this and that. Yeah. But if I one night didn't go through his phone, I would have never known. I would have stayed in that relationship, right? So I think everything is just hidden. And people hide behind screens to talk to other people, because I don't see, when I go out to bars, sometimes I see men approaching women, but it's typically women approaching men.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Really?
Have you not seen that?
No.
Maybe not in Switzerland, but especially in the States and in Canada.
I can imagine.
Women are approaching men.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was just like thinking, social media aside, when I think about like my parents' relationship or other like people in their 40s now, like what kind of relationship they had and what kind of communication they had. And I feel like now that we're kind of breaking the standard that men can also be expressive and talk about emotions and feelings and cry and all of that, that at least for like my parents, my dad and my mom, they had horrible communication. And I can see a lot of couples, older couples, where like they're a manly man and they don't communicate. So I feel like...
Do you feel like that barrier is broken though? That men can be vulnerable and emotional now? Because I haven't seen that.
I think it really depends. I think I know I haven't been to the States a whole lot, but when I think about the US, when I think about especially like POC and black men especially,
Yeah.
it's still the stigma of men can cry. And I mean, some people are really making efforts for that to be broken down. But I think it's so ingrained in people's minds. But also then on the other side, like women say they want like an emotional and in touch with their feelings guy. But as soon as they are, it's also like, oh, he's such a pussy, or I don't want men to be like that. So
True.
I think in a lot of like black households, it's still a lot of like, showing emotions is bad.
Where do you think that comes from, though?
I don't know. It's hard to say, but I feel like if you were put in a situation where you can show emotion in a way that like a lot of like POC communities have been marginalized and being disadvantaged, that you need to have like some outer shell and be tough in order for your family to have the certain advantages or benefits that, and then I feel like it's just so deeply ingrained, and this is how you need to be. This is like the image that we have of women. This is the image that we have of men, that is just really hard to break out of.
Yeah.
And then it's also really a generational thing. I think now when I see, I don't want to bring my boyfriend into this again, but he's really in touch with his emotions and we have great communication. But also that's something that was fostered from home. And then when I think of his parents, like they have a little bit these traditional gender roles where his dad is more a bit like a buff guy and he's like, a little, I don't know how, what.
Manly man.
Yeah, like a manly alpha man.
Yeah.
But then he also sometimes cries in front of them whenever they write him birthday cards. He just like has tears in his eyes and it's really sweet. So he is kind of like both sides to him, and then he just picked out whatever he felt like was right for himself. But then circling back to like where this is stemming from, I just think it really depends on like what area like around the world you're from. Yeah.
True. I mean, cultural thing and how you're raised is a big part of that too. If you see it being done at home, then you can be more in tune with your emotions as well.
But also, I know we blame a lot of stuff always on our parents and like how we were raised, but it's not always them.
No,
like
it's growth.
Yeah, and it's also like it's our parents' first time living as well. We sometimes tend to think that our parents know everything and they've been here, like they know stuff, but this is like they were born like 50 years ago. They know what they know. And when I think of this, like for example, for my brother who also sees himself as like a manly man, and I think this is not what he was taught at home. I know my dad had they had also their gender roles, but my dad was someone who was also like writing birthday cards, really emotional, also like crying at Christmas because he was just so happy with being with his family. And this is not how he is. So it's really, we can blame our parents for certain things, but it's also you being able to be like a rational human being and saying, this is what I've learned. Either I'm going to stick to it or I'm going to find a new way that I want to commit to and like be a different person, be my own person. Yeah. So to those people who blame their parents, not always them.
It's not always your parents.
I don't know. It might be controversial, but that's how
I mean, it's so true. Even when you said that comment of it's their first time living as well, it's so true because we're all going through this the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, some people believe in afterlife and all that fun stuff, and you do you.
I don't know. It's just like, they don't know. I don't want to say they don't know any better either, but it's more like this is also what they've been taught from their parents. Yeah.
But people make a lot of excuses for not communicating properly too. I mean, they just say like, because of what I've been through or because of whatever it may be. There's just a lot of excuses. And I feel like one of the biggest green flags is if you can acknowledge things and say, hey, I hear you. I'm going to do better and I will grow from here or I will learn from this. But if you always hit the defense button and you're always just saying, well, this is just how I am, you're not open to growth. And then that starts that stigma of like, oh, a manly man.
Yeah. And that takes a lot of maturity of like, also, I mean, I don't think anybody likes to be criticized. Let's say in a relationship, when you say, hey, babe, I don't like that. And it's like, sometimes it's tough to hear that someone doesn't like the same things as you do, or that what you're doing is not compatible, but just like it's not working for them, and then you need to adapt and overcome this as a couple. But nobody likes to be criticized. So people just sometimes just put it on their past experiences, or this is what I went through, this is how I am, and now I can't change. But that's not true. I think like the greatest strive that we need to have as humans is that I'm also against like always wanting to be better culture, that you always need to be at 100%, you always need to be better, do better. But also like kind of that you're growing and evolving and maturing and not being stuck in your ways for your lifetime. Just like there's no point in that to me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I got some would you rather questions for you.
Yeah.
And one of them actually ties into that. I mean, two of the topics, but we'll go with this one first. Would you rather go back 10 years with all of your current knowledge or jump 10 years into the future with 10 million?
Okay. For like a ton of reasons, I would love to go back in time. I would like to not wait. When I go back in time, I don't have the knowledge that I have now.
Yeah, you have the knowledge that you have now. And if you go forward, you have the 10 million. And still, yeah, and USD.
I have $10 million.
Yes.
Or francs or
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No, go back in time. Oh my God. Time is so much more important than money. Never ever would I go for it. Because our world is dying. Climate change is real, y'all. Get a grip. Like, start recycling or whatever. It's like trying to save this planet. We don't have that much time longer. So whatever money you have left, you're just like saving your...
But you're saying now you want to go back 10 years and try to outlive this climate change?
Yeah.
You're like, we don't have much longer, but let me reverse 10 years and then continue again.
Yeah, let me go back and then at least would I remember the 10 years that I had prior to that when I go back?
I don't know. It's not...
Okay.
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
But you have your current...
But okay,
I take that.
I have my current like brain.
Exactly. 10 years ago.
And I would be like in my tender teenager years.
Yeah, basically. You're already young, so you'd be even younger.
Okay. Wait, maybe I need
You would be very mature for your age at 13 years old.
It's even more horrible. Like, I see all these teenagers doing all this crap, and I'm like, please stop.
You'd be TikTok challenging things and at 13 years old, but you would know that it's wrong.
No, I would still go back in time. Trying to save this planet. Climate change is real. No, I'm kidding. But
I am such an advocate.
No, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Like, all my friends that I have to find new friends. Either way I'm going, I have to find new friends. But at least, like, you know, when I go back, I have family. And then I don't know, I would see like my family 10 years younger, which would be hilarious again. And maybe I can just mold them and shape them a little bit better. But
so you're fixing.
I'm a fixer, you know? Not hesitant to say that. I like fixing people as well, but also just like, you know, enjoying and spending time with family. I think it's super important, and we do take that for granted sometimes. And definitely go back and then, you know, invest into something stupid and like make
I mean, you have the current knowledge, so you could be checking the stock market now, switching back 10 years before, and then you would have your 10 million.
Yeah, so
probably not that much.
I don't need the 10 million in the future. I already have them, you know, back when I go back. But what would you choose?
I would probably go back too.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I don't regret a lot of things that I've done, but there's some things that I feel like I could have tweaked or changed.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. I could have fixed myself to not get into certain situations. Yeah, I think I would have gone back too. And I think that investment thing is a big thing. Knowing what I know now about the stock market, which is still not a lot, let's be real. It's not like I'm on the stock market every day trying to study it. But yeah, I would 100% go back.
Good.
We can be friends.
We can play basketball again.
Well, I would be 23 and you'd be 13.
I'll be a protege. You know, I could like remember all the plays. Still have my basketball brain. I wouldn't be able to execute.
You would be a fantastic 13-year-old basketball player.
I would.
With all the, I don't know if you're transferring skills, but you're definitely transferring knowledge.
Exactly.
So,
and maybe I'll just make up for it. Yeah. Oh my God, 13. No, I don't want to be 13 again. I'm like super happy with that. That's what I wanted to add again. Maybe I just forgot. Hold on, wait.
This is where that 13-year-old brain
could
have been a little better.
No, I wanted to say that when you go back and like you're tweaking things, but also the things that you're tweaking, that's like, these are the ones that make you who you are today. And I think you're a phenomenal person.
Aww.
And not to blame it on like we just said, like the past and all of that stuff, but sometimes you have to go through shitty things to be like your amazing self now. So,
that's very true.
But still, go back.
So you're a great person, but just fucking go back.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
I just want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's going to have to do with your first topic, of course.
Good.
Would you rather let your partner take a hall pass with their ex or with a total stranger?
Total stranger. Well, actually, I don't know his ex, and I'm sure she's nice and all that. But no, total stranger, never see her again. Goodbye, be out of my life with his ex. No.
Okay.
No.
So then would you rather have a one-night hall pass with your celebrity crush or a week-long hall pass with someone from your past? I already know your answer. You're going celebrity. I don't think you want to be going back to anybody that you dated.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking about the question, like, why wouldn't anybody want to fuck their celebrity crush and go back to someone they dated? But maybe you were in a really good relationship. Maybe, like, maybe they passed away or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That just got a little sad. But, yeah, definitely my celebrity crush. But the thing is...
Who is your celebrity crush?
One.
What?
Wait, I have a couple women.
Okay.
But I see myself as a heterosexual, a little bi-curious woman. But I don't think I'd be able to, like,
pull through.
You know, I wouldn't be able to do that. For them not seeing me, I was just doing some nasty things with my tongue. I don't think I could eat coochie.
No, I definitely could not.
And
but okay, who's your crush? If you could eat coochie.
I absolutely love Doechii. Even before like the whole Grammy fame that she got, I was here first.
I lined up for her.
I did, and I also like Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
I just like thick, light-skinned women. Like sign me up for Rihanna. Sign me up for Beyonce.
I went to go see Kalani live.
Oh my God,
stunning.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
Abs are crazy.
Insane.
Wow.
But she's just so talented too. Just the way she dances and everything. Yeah. She's unbelievable. Okay, so no man.
Honestly, I don't have a celebrity crush man apart from maybe this one guy who dated Zoe Kravitz. So this would be a gateway for me to go for some.
You're taking him. I don't know.
He's like, I know his name. Like I see him in front of me. He was in all like the dancing movies from like Step Up. Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum. He's actually, I heard he's bisexual.
Is he?
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
Wow, it's him, me, and Zoe.
Wow, there you go. I didn't say they were swingers, but...
But they're not together anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can step in.
Yeah.
But you don't need to because you have your love of your life.
Exactly.
Wow, tie that all back in.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think if I had to choose a hall pass, it's always been Michael Ealy.
Michael Ealy?
Yeah. Do you know the one with the beautiful, beautiful blue eyes?
Aaron Pierre?
Oh, that's Mufasa.
Please.
No, that is not who... I mean, that man is stunning. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
But that's my...
Oh, yeah.
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 So he is absolutely stunning.
He's a classic.
And Boris Kodjoe?
Like, these are all older men that I just don't...
I mean, yeah, you're a youngin'. But Boris Kodjoe is absolutely beautiful. And I also think the person from Criminal Minds, but I forget all their names.
Okay, Glotzer, I like it.
But I definitely, if I was in a relationship, I don't think I could ever use a hall pass. No, actually, I will reverse that. I will never use one. Wow. And the guy I'm with will never.
Okay, yeah.
Use one either.
I see that. Like most people I talk to, they said the same thing. So I don't really know why I'm saying these things. Where are they coming from?
I mean, I think it's because you've experienced going away, and is this his first time going away? Like living abroad?
Like as an adult, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I could see it, like, if I was dating an athlete and he's going to Australia for a year and I would see him maybe once a year, maybe I could see it. But again, I think you have to be in a really secure relationship, like you said before, because if not, I would be really scared that he would build that emotional connection with somebody else, right? So if you have a very secure emotional connection at home where you can talk about absolutely everything, I think it's a little easier. But if you have some sort of insecurity or trust issues, it's game over.
Don't forget it.
Yeah, it'll make everything worse.
No, I think it all boils down to trust in the end.
Well, there we have it.
Trust is the most important.
So trust is the topic of today.
If you're not with a man that you can trust, then just leave his ass.
Facts. You need to be able to trust him fully. And it's on both of you.
Yeah.
But he also needs to make you feel secure.
Yes. No, I'm just saying, because I know all these fucking women that are like putting like all their energy and effort into a man that's not giving them anything back. So I'm not faulting you. Maybe it's your parents. I don't know. I'm just saying.
We're back at it. It is your parents' fault.
It's your parents. No, you deserve better. Maybe
go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
Tell your
therapy.
Yeah, bring him to therapy.
Yeah.
Do it.
Getting with a therapist, psychiatrist,
life changes.
Yeah.
I don't know about all of the is.
Yeah, I'm a chiropractor, everything he needs. Yeah.
Chiropractorists.
But he's
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here today with us, Shalene.
Again, thank you for having me. Don't hate me, internet, okay? I just
don't blow her up.
I don't think. I talk.
And that's all we needed. Thank you so much for joining Post Game Gossip. Have a good night.